particular to minorities are black people, and in particular to women with children. These days, we are actually being discriminated against more than anything, as well as, not only attacked within, but then also we're being attacked beyond, and even spiritually. There's a lot of spiritual like conspiracies going on. And so I wanted to come and talk to you guys a little bit about employment, and to let you guys know that I do specialize in getting people jobs. Um, I do know that right now there are a lot of people like, actually, right now, there's sort of like an employment crisis because of what's going on. And of course, in our society, people, the first people that people attack are those that are vulnerable, women and children. It's something very bizarre, but um, so this is being done on purpose by people. Of course, nobody has to necessarily feel sorry for you just because you have children. That's the one thing that I do know. However, when you do have children, it's, obviously your household size is going to determine, how much money you need to be making. Okay, so we're going to talk about that, and then we're also going to talk a little bit about housing. Um, First of all, I'm pretty sure that because I am black, there's a lot of people seeing people come on here telling me to get a job. I'm not going to get a job. I worked for 30 years in the workforce. I've worked in property management. I've worked at Sprint. I've worked for some big name companies. Everybody in the world knows that I'm a witch, and ain't nobody gonna hire me except for my clients. So that's the end of that story. And then Spirit will keep that blocked, and they will handle and deal with any kind of energy that is trying to force me to do anything different, except for real estate. Like, in real estate, I do plan on getting into some real estate in the near future. Investment, sales, but other stuff like interior design and things of that nature. Then also with my company, Divine Services, we are actually going to be expanding upon certain protective home decor items, as well as candle making. So, and so people just really need to quit, getting all up in my business and worry about their own. Watch your own back, okay? But I wanted to come and talk to you guys about this. A lot of you guys in the workforce are being discriminated. Human resources is not really your friend. That's an adversarial energy, unless you make them your friend. You don't have to do anything like sleep with them or anything crazy like that, but it's all about what you make reality. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about is how y'all do know that when you have a job, or when you go into a job interview, people are not supposed to ask you how many children that you have, and they're not supposed to discriminate against you for any reason during the hiring process, for any reason. Okay? So, as far as like when it comes to like health insurance benefits, life insurance benefits, I don't think I think that those things should be handled privately by the employee. I don't think human resources should ever have access to people's personal information. It's just my opinion, because it's too risky. Okay. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about is that uh, people are discriminating more than anything against people with children during the hiring process. Okay. Trump got rid of all those laws. Yeah, well, you know what? We gonna make it anyway, ain't we? We gonna make it anyway, y'all. We gonna be all right, okay? Now, here's what I wanted to tell you guys. There are a lot of people that are assuming, and women are being discriminated against. There are a lot of people that are assuming, in particular, out. You know what? I've never seen so many entrepreneurs that are looking at other people as if they are competition. You don't really have that entrepreneur spirit if you're doing that, in my opinion. Okay. Because I got people that are telling me to go get a job because apparently I'm somehow messing up their business. Anyway, I don't know. But here's what I wanted to say about that. When it comes to housing and social services, go out there and get what you gonna get in this world. Be protected while you're doing it because a lot of money is cursed. A lot of money has curses connected to it. So you have to protect yourself from the money and you have to filter the energy that's coming in. Okay? So that's one thing that I do for my clients, my family, my loved ones, because it doesn't matter if you work professionally as a witch or a healer or if you work for the government, all of the money is cursed. It's got bad energy on it, okay? But what I was going to tell you is that a lot of these people assume that because you have kids, that you're going to get free housing. Or, now there are agencies out there that will help you, but they're not going to just give you free housing. In fact, a lot of the Section 8 and housing waiting lists are frozen. And if you're trying to get into any kind of public housing, it's a 1 to 3 year waiting list. So it was very interesting that the racist stalker that is harassing me said, hey, why don't you go and get some free rent? You got kids. That is because first of all, I have a flourishing business, honey. I have a lot of business professionals that are being discriminated against with 6-figure salary jobs that come to me for job protection. And they come to me for assistance with their small businesses and things of that nature. So I don't know what this chick is talking about. Whatever. Whatever. I know that's right. Have that warrior spirit. I know that's right. Truly yours, whatever. I know that's right. The thing of it is that it's discrimination for having literally it was so weird because I've been getting discriminated against for several reasons by people that are not coworkers. So imagine this, you're at your job. Do not, unless you've been at your job and you're comfortable at your job and you got your stuff straight, which I see a lot of people that do, don't be going up there talking about your kids. You ain't got to go into detail about why you need some time off of work. Don't be putting pictures of your children and grandchildren in your cubicle if you don't know them people. Straight up and down, man. Be careful with that. You are there to do your job. End of story. Okay, unless you got your ducks in a row, duck, duck, goose, that is protecting you and your loved ones. Because there are people that target children. We've already exposed how it's people out here that hate children so much and women so much that they will try to violate you. Some of you single mothers out there. Then when it comes to the black community, everybody, how many black women raise your hand? As soon as you start dating somebody or seeing somebody, all of a sudden everybody and their mama is expecting that man to all of a sudden take care of you. Black people have got to stop that. No, it is meant. Let me tell you something. Nobody is gonna go begging a man for money. Black people are so far in the bush. It is ridiculous. All of a sudden, that man's supposed to give you all his money, and you ain't supposed to have your career. It's disgusting. It is. It's disgusting. Like right when you first start dating. Whether or not, and they be like, well, did you have sex with him? Girl, he need to pay you for that. It's like, what the? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can't even tell nobody about your man because black women, that's one of the things where black women fall short. They expect for all of a sudden when you meet somebody for your career to crumble because you got a man. And he's supposed to just take care of you all of a sudden, you and your children. What? No, that's who does that? Who's giving up their career like that? Our careers are really primarily about survival, but also our creativity. It's ridiculous how so that ignorant egregore, we already beat the shit out of that because we tired of that. We tired of that. I don't even talk to my man about the problems that I have on my job. I don't even talk to him about that. You can't really establish a romantic connection like that. That's bullshit. Nobody wants to hear that. That's just like if he's having problems on his job, he's not going to tell me about it. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Okay, so black people go from one extreme to the fucking other. Now, it's nothing wrong with it's nobody's business. Here's the thing, people are nosy. They want to do it for you. They want to conduct your business for you. And when you are the conductor, you know that things go better. There's nothing wrong with getting gifts from your man, but for you to go to him and be like, well, I think you should pay all my bills. And it's like, no. When a man is ready to do all that stuff, he's going to offer it to you. If that's what he wants to do. Y'all know how black folk are, man. It sucks. That's why you that's why a lot of y'all been dating somebody and y'all don't tell nobody. Y'all like, we ain't telling nobody. Hey, Lenny Pretty. Why do you, Lenny Pretty, please change your picture. Please. Like, I honestly, you know what? I was actually talking to somebody the other day about how I have felt some type of way about the past 7 months, how certain people have assisted that person with making me think about them. And sometimes your mind has to get cleared of a person. See, y'all, unless y'all come to me to get my spiritual services, y'all don't really know. Like somebody like him, he should be gone far from your memory banks. That person, you should think about them minimally. So please change your picture. I'm no. Goodness gracious. No, 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 no. And I'm definitely not, I would rather struggle. I would rather struggle for a little while than to be with somebody like that that's blatantly saying, "Here, I've got money." No. No. Because as somebody that does this for a living, I understand that if there is some kind of financial problem or blockage, it's something that's going to have to be dealt with, especially having a spiritual business. And see, that's the problem of a lot of these other people. They got blockages and they don't know. They just come to Jamila, but they don't want to pay me. They just cry about Jamila and try to take away from me, and they've been unsuccessful at doing that. You see what I'm saying? Like they don't know how to make it do what it do. It ain't about taking from somebody else. It's not about harming other people. It's about looking at yourself. See what I'm saying? That's what that's about. But anyway, especially when it comes to being an entrepreneur, And entrepreneurship is literally about manifesting, advertising, and meeting goals, projected goals that you have, okay? And so that's independence. You can't be an entrepreneur while being codependent at the same time. Now, coincidentally, however, uh just FYI, my spirits, they are asking me. They're like, go get you some government funding so that you can get your brick and mortar store together. There's all sorts of government funding and things of that nature for that. But unfortunately, since I'm being stalked by a neighbor right now at the moment, we've got to put that on hold, which is fine. Okay. But it's sad, but it's the truth. Y'all need to realize that, number one, these people that y'all listen to, for some reason, they ain't gonna do nothing, because all of them headed to the poorhouse. That racist white lady that's stalking me, I actually looked up her documents. I believe that that's her real name. If that's her real name, all kinds of evictions and lawsuits filed against her. So that's what she, and I'm just saying, go look it up on case.net in Missouri. I'm like, damn, girl, and she be doxing people. Like, girl, the hell? Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Lenny Pretty. We all know what he looks like. We don't have to be reminded, though. But I hear you on that. I feel you on that. So you do what you want to do. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your channel. Carry on then. Do what you got to do, okay? Y'all got to understand that, people they are using the laws of assumption, which is the law of assumption when it comes to you having children, is that they want to assume that you're going to be doing bad and struggling financially, because they want to take away from you. They want your opportunities. Okay? They want your opportunities. For whatever reason, they feel like they should have it and you shouldn't, even though, it's ridiculous that they do that. And then, especially when it comes to housing, they assume that people with kids can just get free housing. That's actually not true. Okay? And luckily for me, I had my uncle. God bless him, love him. He's allowed me to stay here, to, accumulate some money so that I can leave, so that I can get my own place again. And I have to pay rent. There's no free anything. There's no free anything. People, so y'all got to understand that this is a dog eat dog world, and people hate children. People always look at people with children as a burden. And that's what's wrong with our society, because they block their blessings, or either they steal them. People will steal candy from babies. People are disgusting. That's why a lot of y'all that are pregnant, people be trying to rub your belly. Don't let nobody rub your pregnant belly, sis. Because some people that are trying to rub your pregnant belly, they want to steal them blessings that God is sending down for that baby. You heard me? Be careful with that. Don't be letting them people come up to you and touch your belly. Be like, hey, hold your hand out. Some of them will be forceful. Give them the evil eye. That's when the evil eye is useful. Throw them the evil eye if they touch your belly. Go cleanse yourself with an egg or something when something like that happens. That's disgusting when people will do that shit to you. When they see that you're fertile and you're abundant, a fertile woman, and a woman can be fertile up in her 70s and 80s. Hell, it'd be 100-year-old women getting pregnant. People be trying to steal. Some people just have that thieving ass spirit. Instead of going out and getting their own, not buying their own, but getting their own. So, y'all can get with me about them jobs. I don't need to get no damn job. I have a business that I run full time. When I get it, when I do anything else other than what I'm doing now, other than my spiritual work, which I can do spiritual work without candles and stones and stuff. I wouldn't want to, but I can technically. You're doing it anyway, so that's why I ain't about to sit up here working, be working 3 or 4 damn jobs. People don't understand that. You know, the only other thing I would do would be real estate, my candle making, and my, making my little mini home decors and stuff because I'm into that kind of stuff. But other than that, I've got 30 years of work experience. I've worked at a lot of companies. I've been running my business 100% for the past decade. It will be 11 years in December. And can't nobody take that away from me. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. It's a lot of people out there that go to people to get jobs. And, so that's the new frontier. That's the final frontier. People don't care. People are stealing from people. People will steal your ideas. People will, it's a lot of people that feel like you got to lose in order for them to win, which is sad. That's what's wrong with this fucking world. Okay? We're always in the front of the line because we don't think like that. That's why we're always blessed. We don't think that way. Whatever the fuck office politics is happening at your job, don't touch none of my clients. They'd be like, because it be some shit going on. People be struggling daily. People be struggling daily with that shit. I have clients that have jobs and they come to me with problems on their job and we deal with the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all get at me about that, but quit letting these people, like a lot of women, and then especially when it comes to a lot of you women that have children and you want to work from home. It's a lot of people that want those remote jobs. And they will tell their dark spirits, hey, I'll sacrifice anybody's baby or child that I can. There is actually spirits that they can go to. So right now, and it's been that way. I never forget the first time I realized, hell, I used to have 2 jobs at once. I would have 2 jobs with the same start date, and I would choose one or the other to go to. When I realized that this was probably like maybe 15 years ago, you know, and they'll tell you, well, as a black person, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. They'll tell you that because it's a trick. That's bullshit. You can get you a job and, don't even think about that. Quit paying attention to all that racism. This shit's a distraction anyway. It don't have no power. Okay? That it really honestly don't. And I know y'all addicted to social media. Y'all be looking at all these crazy ass videos and shit. You know, you'll be okay. All that stuff we got protection from. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, this could happen. Oh my God, that could happen. Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't do that to yourself, okay? So y'all can get at me about that, but there, it is what it is. It's like I said, the spiritual work that I do still has to be done. I have an essential business at the end of the day. People have been worse off. People have been worse off. They have been. So, just want to let y'all know that I do offer that for those of you that, either having problems on your jobs. And I don't have problems on my job. A lot of people are like, well, how you going to do that? You got problems on your job. This ain't no job. This is a business that I own. This is an open market on YouTube and social media. I'm not co-workers with any of them people. We don't have the same boss. Mike ain't my boss. The fuck? He ain't never earned what I earn. He ain't got what it takes to do nothing like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So don't ain't nobody worrying about him. Ain't none of these people my co-workers. I ain't got no connection to any of us. So I don't have no problems on my job. People be looking at that, and that's what they want to do, set up the scenario like that. It's like, it's so stupid. Get a life. So anyway, I wanted to come and tell you about that because it was something that that person said that, made me think about that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, time to eat den. I'll see y'all later. No, I am not about to be evicted. They desperate, ain't they? That's bottom feeding it at its finest. I am not about to be evicted. No, I am not. It, God, I can't. Desperate people go through desperate measures, don't they? And they still come out on the other end at a loss. It's sad. But I'll check y'all later, okay?